According to recently released minutes from a crunch meeting between UK and EU officials, Eurocrats warned they would review the Crown dependency's market access to the bloc. This could mean the introduction of punitive trade tariffs for products shipped from the Isle to EU member states. Jersey was at the center of one of the most bitter post-Brexit rows to date when French ministers threatened to cut the power supply to the Channel Island after limiting access to French trawlers in its waters. The issue was raised at the most recent meeting of the UK-EU Partnership Council, which was held on June 9, that managed the post-Brexit trade and cooperation agreement. Minutes published yesterday by the British government sets out the threats made by their EU counterparts over the row. The EU reiterated the importance of making the fisheries heading work for the benefit of all concerned, and emphasized that more time was needed to resolve questions around licenses in Jersey, requesting an extension to temporary licenses that were due to expire at the end of June, the document stated. The EU noted that under the TCA, access to the EU market for goods from Jersey was linked to EU access to the waters of Jersey, and the parties therefore had a responsibility to look for solutions. Jersey authorities eventually agreed to extend licenses to allow certain French vessels to carry on fishing in the Channel Islands waters while negotiations continue. A 3-month extension was granted until the end of this month, with further tense talks expected to happen until the 11th hour. The EU had recently requested an extension to the transitional arrangements, which had been due to come to an end on June 30, the Jersey government said in June. Jersey ministers have agreed to that request. Under the new post-Brexit fishing rules, French vessels have to provide data showing they have history fishing in Jersey's waters before they can secure a license. But French authorities claimed that additional rules were added on without any notice, and many of their fishermen operate in small boats without the electronic equipment to provide the information. The current amnesty means that until the end of September there will be a pause on setting the number of days previously fished in Jersey's waters and the type of equipment used as a condition of access. In May, the row escalated into a full-scale maritime dispute, when 60 French fishing vessels staged a blockade of Jersey's main port. Prime Minister Boris Johnson eventually dispatched 2 Royal Navy gunships to keep the peace in the waters off St. Helier. In the Partnership Council meeting, UK officials, led by Brexit Minister Lord Frost, urged the EU to remain pragmatic and urge its member states not to escalate tensions. The UK called on both parties to be pragmatic, the minutes read. Some public statements from member states had not been helpful and had inflamed the situation. The talks also addressed the separate dispute between Britain and France over post-Brexit fishing rights. Under the Brexit trade deal, French vessels have the right to continue operating in British waters if they had been doing so before the UK's split from the EU. But Paris and London are at odds over the proof required to show that trawlers had fished in our coastal waters. The UK is demanding electronic logging evidence, which many French vessels measuring less than 12 meters in length can provide. The minutes said, the UK emphasized that it had done a lot to bring the fisheries heading into effect, and were grateful for the strong technical cooperation with the European Commission. The UK then highlighted that 1678 licenses had been given to EU vessels in the UK 12 to 200 mile zone and 105 licenses to over 12 meters boats to fish in the UK 6 to 12 mile zone. The UK expressed surprise that the EU had expressed concern on boats under 12 meters in the UK's 6 to 12 mile zone given applications had only been received the previous week. The UK recognized the challenges for smaller vessels without vessel monitoring systems in demonstrating their track record, noting willingness to be flexible about this.